Hello, hi everyone. I'm Rick Kirkham of busybusinesspromotions.com. And today I want to talk about the little known benefit of exchanging backlinks with other websites. And it has nothing to do with DA or DR or any other third party metrics. I actually call them third party vanity metrics. And it's by me. SEO and sales psychology expert Rick Kirkham. And as most of you know who've seen my videos before, I tend to ad lib stuff. And I do have a slight lisp. So you can entertain yourself with my ad libbing and listening for my lisp. So let's take this and get that down to normal size. I'm using Control minus to do that on a Windows computer. But backlink exchanges are more powerful than most business owners realize. SEO and sales, that's me, gives you the overlooked benefit that could increase your sales for years. Okay, so for those really new to SEO, what is DA and DR in relation to SEO? In the context of search engine optimization, DA and DR are third party metrics used to estimate a website's strength and potential to rank in search results. DR stands for domain rating, while DA stands for domain authority. Now, it's important to understand that neither DA nor DR are direct Google ranking factors. Google has its own proprietary algorithms for ranking websites. That system is called PageRank, by the way, and there are some SEO specialists that will try to tell you that that was years ago. Google doesn't use PageRank anymore. Fire those people. Okay, they're wrong. They have their own ideas and their own agenda, but it's not getting you up higher in the search engines. And look at this. That's funny. My phone just clicked on when I mentioned Google somehow. Yes, I have an Android. Okay. Uh, Now, thanks to marketing departments such as SEMrush, Moz, Ahrefs, these metrics are widely used by SEO professionals as indicators of a website's overall authority and the effectiveness of their SEO strategies, particularly link building. Some SEO experts make the mistake of only using those third party metrics to exchange or even pay for backlinks. And folks, you're not supposed to pay for backlinks. That's against Google's TOS. And in fact, well, maybe I shouldn't mention this, but yeah, the whole idea of SEO, search engine optimization, no search engines like their search results to be manipulated. So we're kind of like on a fine line of just putting up with Google's just on a fine line of just putting up with SEO experts. But we're here and we're going to help you. So, what's wrong with just using DA and DR to exchange backlinks? Because website promotion isn't a checklist, it's a competition. Now, funny story to that. I've been in business for a long time. I spent a long time in sales, and I'm a martial artist. So you'll understand the attitude when I tell you this funny story. One of my website promotion client said, "Oh, I wanted you to look at some of our competitors." And I replied to her, "We don't have any competitors. We just have people in our way." And she liked that. And that's kind of my attitude. They're just in my way. I hope you appreciate that attitude yourself and hire me if I have an opening. Okay, so the person who wins a higher search engine ranking for themselves or a website promotion client doesn't just follow the rules or steps by step guide they saw in a YouTube video. The person who wins a higher search engine ranking thinks for themselves. Okay, that's very important to understand. Uh, I've even seen YouTube videos by professionals that says, "Here's my SEO checklist I use every day." It's not just a matter of doing that, doing that and doing that. Because now look at it like this: if everyone else does the same thing, how are you going to rank above that person for those keywords that your customers will type into the search engines? All right. So, what's not an example of thinking for yourself with a backlink? This is probably the worst example that I've run across of someone who is supposed to be an SEO expert, but is simply not thinking for themselves. An SEO expert was supposed to be helping a jewelry website rank higher by getting backlinks. As an example of thinking for himself, I asked that person, whom I will no longer call an expert, if he had a chance to exchange links with a wedding site, would he do it? Now, let's think about that. What a what a jewelry site and a wedding site have in common? People who are getting married want engagement rings and wedding rings. Those same people are going to look for a place to get married. A jewelry site and a wedding site are a perfect combination for link exchange. This SEO person replied, "It would depend on the DA." Okay. These are not the kind of people you want to hire, folks. I'm telling you. Now, if you look at DA and DR for link building, you're missing the big picture. If you run businesses both offline and online, you've realized it's not that much different. In face to face network meetings, you meet people in a similar niche and you exchange business cards. To help each other out, you refer each other when it's applicable. If you refer people, other people will refer you. I'm a former BNI, Business Networking International member, and I'm telling you, folks, it's true. Okay. I've given referrals to people on Reddit, and they've made some money, and they remembered that, and they ended up referring me. I spend a lot of time on Reddit. You can find me there at Busy Business Promos. Okay. When you meet people online in a similar niche, you exchange links. Okay, that's very similar to exchanging business cards. Here's my card, please refer me. Here's my link, and give me your backlink. Let's refer each other. So the value is not in the link. The value is in the relationship that you build. Okay, now I'm going to go off for a minute. I had one guy that I can think of right now. There's several people on Reddit, and there's subreddits for link exchanges. And when I saw a guy that I've already had exchanged links with was exchanging links on that subreddit, I messaged him and said, "Hey, I got a new page that I'm trying to promote." And instead of both of us checking DA and DR and traffic and all this stuff, we had already built a relationship. And within 15 minutes, we had exchanged links, thanked each other, and moved on. Okay, and that's the value of that business relationship. Now, do you think that it's going to stop right there? No. Okay. If I meet somebody looking for somebody in that person's niche, I'm going to refer that person. And vice versa. If this person knows someone who needs help with SEO or sales techniques on their web page or even in person, they're going to refer to me. So the value is in building the relationship. It's hard to explain the value of networking to people without business training. Now, here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I already mentioned this, I was a BNI member. BNI stands for Business Networking International. Even before that, my wife found Chamber of Commerce get-togethers for me to attend, and I began developing some business relationships. Now, the instant business owner, and I say this a lot, you're going to recognize this quote if you follow me in Reddit. We live in an instant business owner world where people just put up a website and say, okay, I'm in business. I see this a lot with the SaaS people, SaaS, software as a service. They're brilliant engineers. They design everything, but they can't sell worth a darn. And I see that a lot in a lot of instant business owners. So let me ask you about these. Here's what the instant business owner would be thinking. If you build these relationships, the instant business owner would ask, where's the money in that? Okay. And I'm going to repeat myself, and that's okay. I do a lot of substitute teaching, and I'm an in-home tutor specializing in students with ADHD because I have ADHD, in case you haven't figured that out yet. But when you refer others, they will in turn refer you. So outside of BNI, I was becoming the go-to guy for people looking for products or services. So if you don't think that brings you more business and even finder's fees, you need to get a job instead of running a business. So what's the big secret about exchanging links? Common sense. Got any? That's a joke. You do what feels natural. Do what makes sense. The jewelry website and the wedding website are the perfect example of what makes sense. Exchanging links with businesses near you makes sense as well. For local businesses, make sure your anchor text indicates the location of your business. Anchor text is, well, okay, here's my example below. I talked about tutoring. In-home tutoring, Honolulu, Hawaii, covering all of Oahu, specializing in ADHD. That's perfect anchor text for somebody to use that in a backlink. Okay, so that covers the topic, the specialty, and the location. So remember that you're building relationships. Okay, and I mentioned already, I have several people from Reddit, for example, that I text and message, and when I run across someone online or offline looking for a service or product, I refer those people with whom I've developed a business relationship. Do you have any idea how much easier that makes everyone's business? Okay, it's like when you have a bunch of people referring you, you have a bunch of salespeople working for you. And the only payment those people want are referrals in exchange. Okay, so think about it that way if you don't think networking will make you any money. And now, one of the biggest problems, though, is dirt poor business owners. I mean no offense when I say this. I've been dirt poor. It's not fun. I believe because of this, these business owners who generally have had no business or sales training go from one hard sell to the next hard sell, wondering why nobody wants to buy their product. These struggling business owners don't build relationships. They just look for and hope for their next sale or maybe even their first sale. Learning to build relationships by exchanging backlinks could give these struggling business owners their first sale and set up the future of their business through continuing to build relationships. Okay, then here's a bunch of stuff about me, which I've already talked to you quite a bit about. So, obviously, if you want to exchange links with people, please do so. Feel free to exchange links with me. You find find this article that you can share with other people right up here. busybusinesspromotions.com/SEO articles /backlink benefits.php. I'll make sure that that's in the description. And the other thing I'm going to recommend is that obviously that you hire me for website promotion and SEO purposes. And so think about that. There's my email address over there, Rick at Busy Business Promotions. And that's it. So think about that the next time you go to exchange links. And that's it. So best of luck to you in your business, and God bless you.